Hey guys, it's nice to see you again. So today we are back with Cities Skylines 2. Now this is a city I've been working on, but the main reason I'm here today is to see what has changed as a result of the Economy 2.0 update. Now the Economy 2.0 update was supposed to fix the economy in Cities Skylines 2 and also some performance issues as well. So we're going to go ahead and see one of those things being that it's possibly going to fix a lot of the rent issues we've been having, where people in your city will complain about rent being too high despite having everything they need. So we're just gonna go ahead, start playing, and see what's the case. Now, just a little heads up, this is a leftover city, so one of the big things that people have been reporting is some things might happen to your city if it's not a new save. So just a little heads up, be aware of that. Like for example, I'm seeing a really small need for zoning right now, which doesn't make much sense in my eye, but like I said, we'll be finding out a lot more information about everything that's going to happen once we get more into the game. So let me go ahead and just keep working on the city, but so right now I can see we already need some more zoning, so we need a more heavy density zoning, which is no issue. I can make that work. I don't know why there's such a need for heavy density zoning. I mean, we already have one in town. I'm hoping that's enough. Right, there's no demand for anything right now, so honestly, one of the big things I can notice is I don't see too many people complaining. Not enough battery storage at the battery plant, so I might want to get an actual power plant at some point. But that's beside the point. So the big thing being is that this whole update is supposed to help to make the cities more better and make them easier to work with. Also, performance, I can already, now knowing that you haven't seen this city before, there was slight lag with it, but now I can see it's running pretty smooth. Oh, my voice scratched. I don't need that right now. But anyway, you can tell that the city is already running pretty smooth, despite being already a level 6 city with over 4,000 populates. Okay, it looks like we're getting some industrial demand, so I gotta find a second area for the industrial park because we're running out of space. I could put one over here, but I'm trying to keep it away from citizens, so I mean, there's this little hill which is blocking it. Maybe we want to make it right here, like maybe we want to square this out, and maybe like we want to bring this out, make it a little square, then we can drag a road along that. Because again, I'm still working on the whole Quay wall. So basically the Quay wall is developed when your road has a road has a wall along it, and I'm still trying to figure out how to exactly do that in game because it's still very hard to figure out. Like, I'm always having trouble figuring out the Quay wall because I've done it before, as you've seen on my last build where I did a space center in the middle of the ocean, and that one worked out just fine. It's still just very hard to figure it out because then it complains about it being in water. See, like this is complaining about it being in water despite being on land. I think what we could do is that, and we could simply bring this up towards it. It's just really hard to figure it out. That's all. I think that's just the hard part. Is I really want a manual Quay wall item. In the previous Cities Skylines, we had a actual Quay wall item that we could place, and I kind of want that back because this is really hard to do in the game to get that perfect Quay wall because of the sole factor that it's really hard to actually build it because see, like it will complain about it being in the water when it's like not in the water. It's just the whole thing. I mean, I have full faith that eventually we'll probably get an item for that because right now all I have is I could smooth out the entire wall like this manually, which is fine and all. I just would prefer to have an actual Quay wall item. But yeah, we're just going to play a short episode today of Cities Skylines 2 just to learn what has changed with the Quay wall system overall. And hopefully we'll get some good information on to see what happened with the overall game. Specifically going with everything that's changed. Okay, I see some demand right now. We need... So how is this going? Like, are they still complaining about small homes? Okay, so that's still a thing. On the bright side, though, it looks like one of the things they fixed is that these homes will now finally populate. Because that was a big issue I was having in the previous before the update, was that buildings like this in the low rent housing area would never get residents. Like they would lose residents quickly, but now it looks like they fixed the demand wanting these buildings, and I'm happy to see that because that's something that I was personally being affected by, and I'm so happy it came. Oh, we unlocked a unique building. But yeah, it's nice to see that finally that got a little fix. Ignore this alert. In fact, let me see if I can fix that. I don't know why it's placed in a building with a back to it. But anyway, yeah, that's pretty much what's going on. Good news to see that residents' demand is going back up, which I do have a few empty areas, which I'm happy to see they're populating again, because that's been a big issue I've been having. Is also like there was some sort of glitch with the housing area that made it not work properly, and now it's working so much better. Let me see if I could drag this road. I'm trying to get more connections to the main roads too, like adding in new roads, maybe an intersection or two, just to get people where they need to go. But I'm thinking these better like equipped roads will help with getting residents where they need to go. Alright, so that will help get people down to this new industrial district. I know it's a little bit of an odd shape for the industrial district, but I think it's worth it overall. Next thing we need is parking. So a big thing I like putting in my industrial districts is I love putting enough parking to deal with the amount of traffic you're going to get in here. So it's best to always include some good parking to help make sure that all those workers are having somewhere where they can go to park. Just because they need parking in industrial districts, so I think it's just it's an essential thing in a district like this. But also, it gives that unique detail that you would also want in your city area. There we go. Just a nice industrial district. And then the big thing I do want to get is I do want to get some sort of power plant at some point, which I do need to think about in the future, because right now our city's running on a little bit of power. Like, we don't have much, but I'm thinking we can move a power plant over here. We can put the battery station maybe down by the pier. So then we need to, oh boy, we need to hook this thing up. Let me see if I can spin it around. And we'll want to hook this up to, maybe we could hook it, could we hook it up to a transformer station? I don't know. Let me fix this power lines first. You can bring it over here. There we go. Then we can introduce a coal power plant over here to help charge the city. That'll help with my city's energy problem with specifically the battery plant, which I think is going to be very helpful. And we can easily place some trees behind the plant. Let's see here. Can I place them individually? Just want to make sure about that. I just want there to be enough trees to help give this some of that necessary detail. I know it's glowing yet red because of the power plant, but you never know. We can find one to fit in there. Whoa! Zoning shot up by a lot. Oh, by the way, one of the new things you can do is now you don't have to select European or American. You can have both on at the same time, which is very beneficial because, well, sometimes you don't want to select specifics. You just want to select a random thing and build it in. So I'm happy they added that detail in, and now it gives us more options. And whoa! Clearly, they definitely fixed a lot of the housing issues, because now I'm getting such large jumps in wanting to move into the city, which now I gotta fulfill that. I also need more jobs in the city. Oh boy, they definitely have outdone themselves with this update. Like I said, this is just going to be a short episode where we're just playing around the city, getting to know the new update. Now, something people have been talking about is a death spike, which that I don't know much about, and I won't probably know much about it until it happens to me. But there's been reports that there's been your basically post-update death spike, which is like a little concerning when you hear it, but I don't think it's going to be too bad in the end. See, like now these are filling up with no problem, because I've had issues before where those things weren't filling up at their proper amounts, and now, and I'm guessing the same will apply to skyscrapers too, like they'll now properly fill up. Okay, I'm just going to speed through night quickly, and we'll see you next day. But yeah, so far the game is giving me some better things that I was looking for, and obviously is overall working a little bit better. Now, let it be known, I had no issue with Cities Skylines in the first place. There was the occasional glitch, but you deal with that in any game. Honestly, the big thing that bothered me was the community itself, because of how quickly toxic it got, and especially towards me, like, being a person, it was hard being a person who likes Cities Skylines too. Good news, now it's much easier because now the fan base is starting to get more helpful. Which, the problem is, I think things like the fan base being overrated. I think it's starting. Yep, it's starting. We're getting our death spike. Also, there's a massive traffic jam, but that's always been a thing in my city. Oh boy, that is a lot of traffic. Where are you all trying to go? Why are we all backed up here? Oh, it's this intersection that's causing issue. Why is this intersection... That looks like it's a mess. I think it's because we need another highway intersection to get onto the city to make it have less traffic right there, because people could take this path and I could set it up. So why don't I figure that out? Let's go ahead and set up this highway system. Let's just go ahead and set this up to be available. Yep, it's officially happening. I'm getting my post-update death spike. So basically, one of the things, warning to people who are working on new cities. So there is a thing called the death spike, which you probably are well aware of. So the death spike is very interesting. So what it is that basically you're going to have a lot of dead people appearing in your city that need to be transported to a place, either a crematorium or anywhere else. Now, let it be known, my city is smaller, so it's not going to affect me as much, but bigger cities obviously are going to be more affected by it. This is finally charging, good to see. And good news, the industrial built over here, so that's good. But yeah, basically you're going to have a death spike that's going to occur, and obviously in your bigger cities, it's going to be more extreme, it's going to be terrible. But in your smaller cities, like this one, it's going to have pretty much a minor issue. But any new saves, it should not happen in. They were talking on the Cities Skylines to socials. They were talking about like things you might want to do before playing your saves after the update. And one of them, I think, was... Oh, I can't remember any of them. Oh, well. Sometimes I just don't think. But anyway, I'm happy to see that the game is actually overall working better. And doing a good job of it, too. I think the big thing is, like, a lot of people just want to move into my city right now. I mean, look how many people... Like, I just increased 1,000 residents in just a short amount of time. Now, another thing they talked about is that it might be harder. Tile upkeep. That's a new one. Tile upkeep, what's this? The monthly costs associated with the maintenance of all of the unlocked map tiles. Oh, that's interesting. Well, now hearing that that's a thing, you gotta start thinking about that within your city. That's actually kind of interesting. I did not think about that. So that's a new... I'm guessing that's supposed to make it harder to make money now. Like, you gotta think about, oh, how many tiles are you buying? Are you making enough money? Like, that kind of situation. Which, again, Cities Skylines 2 is definitely a game where it's a lot of learning to work with it. Like, learning how to play and make it work. Because, like, Cities Skylines 1 was pretty easy for any city builder to hop on and make something. While Cities Skylines 2 is a little more difficult. So that's one... So this game's more about learning how to play. I don't know why my watch has to go off right now while I'm recording. One thing I do love is I learned that helps your cities look better is placing a lot of trees. Like, just find an area, place a ton of trees. It's free, so you don't have to worry about money. Look, I've increased to 6,000 residents in a short amount of time. And it's because I think this update's making residency demand. And I haven't had any... I'm not going to jinx it. I hope I don't. But as of right now, I haven't had any people complain about rent being too high. Now, let it be known, it can still happen. But I haven't heard any people complain about rent being too high. So, there's a good note on that. And the thing is, though, I think I'm starting to get, like, crazy with the amount of buildings that need to be built. Like, there's a ton that need to be built in here to make this city work. And it's especially, like, with the new update, prompting that more buildings get built. And I just deleted a road. That's not what I wanted to do. Hang on, I can fix this. There, all fixed. I did not mean to delete the road. I don't know why the first thing was to delete the road that I did. Okay, let me get rid of all this zoning and retry. Let's make these 2 large buildings. One over here. Let's make this be a strip of commercial businesses. Put an office here. And a small commercial business here. That was rough for me. I did not know why it selected to delete the road, because I did not want to delete the road, to be honest. We all know that. Let it be known, I did not think that would happen. Oh, and because people are moving in, it's making it easier for these buildings to upgrade, which is a good thing. Like, something that always has been an issue that everybody can probably agree on is that we could never get low rent housing or skyscrapers to upgrade. They just never would, because that sole house is being too small. But it looks like now they made that better, and it was only a matter of time before a car accident occurred. Oh, yeesh. I'm gonna need to get that highway built and fast. But yeah, I'm happy to see that. Okay, I gotta get this highway built and fast, because people are starting to get traffic issues, and People are starting to cause traffic jams and traffic accidents, so I need to start getting this built so more people can get into the city and more efficiently. 3 on each side, so let's see here. Let me first build this ramp to go around. Okay, now let's go ahead and upgrade this so it's 1 lane. There we go, that one's built. Then I need a 3 lane. I'm trying to think of something. This one needs to come, this one, they're both coming off the ramp. Okay, so this one would be going on to the ramp. Then we need this to be at 22. For those who don't know, 22 is the magic number to get a concrete wall beneath the road. And up here, we got to get the other road built. That's built up, so now they can have a way to get into the city and get out. Now let's go ahead and figure out a way to make this work. Power lines are in the way. I need to wait till daytime so I can see a little better. We're still losing money. Like, we're losing more and more money. Yikes. Big yikes. What's going on? Can't be expenses. I haven't built anything other than the housing. Which, look how much has built in already. This one's filled. This one's filled. Like, it's insane how they're filling up now. I'm loving it, though. Man, I did not think this would be the thing that would help be like a big beneficiary to the city. Now, if only they could fix the sideways rain. So a big issue I've also been running into is like the rain has been raining sideways in some of your saves, which doesn't look right. And sometimes it'll rain way too fast, like as you can tell. Okay, as we get into the city, it'll increase to a 3 lane. Okay, that'll be worked on later for my city, because this is, after all, a city I've been working on that I'm kind of proud of, like the way it looks and the way it's designed. And it looks like we're approaching that point where we are coming to our end here. But something big they also talked about is businesses will now actually like get everything they need, get customers, get workers. So let's check that out. Let's sit down the street and see where those are. Yep, offices are working. Right now I don't need any commercials, so some of the businesses might not fill. So for example, these 2 are still open up to any company that wants to buy them up, work there. But yeah, I think we're getting to the end point here. So thank you guys for watching. It's really fun testing out the new update to see what possibly has changed, and honestly I think Cities Skylines has even got a little even more better, which will hopefully to attract more people to play this game, because honestly people are overreacted when the game first got released, and I think they just need to take a minute and enjoy it for themselves. So please like this video so more people see it, subscribe to my channel if you are new, head over to Gerewolf Sims if you want to see any simming content, and also I've done an entire series on Cities Skylines 2, so feel free to check that out on my playlist. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye!